What's going on, everybody? C4 here, and welcome to another day of the 12th rebuilds of Christmas. This time, we're doing something we haven't done in about a month, and that is a career revival. I asked you guys on Twitter what you wanted to see. There were 4 options. We were either going to do the hefty lefty Jarrett Lorenzen, which is all these guys that I'm mentioning that we're not doing today will be in later episodes. So it's the hefty lefty who came in 3rd place in the polling. We had Peyton Hillis, which for myself included, I really want to do a rebuild of that. We had Baker Mayfield, which is definitely an interesting guy to see what his career can pan out to be. He was the runner-up, and the winner was Calvin Johnson, Megatron, to see what would happen if we could do a little bit of revival for the 32-year-old, when you look at someone like Larry Fitzgerald, surely a guy with the skill set that Calvin Johnson has could play for 3 years, which is what we're going to do here today. Now, we're not going to player lock it. We're not going to play from the view of Calvin Johnson, the wide receiver. That is just, I personally don't think that would be very exciting to watch. I think it would be easier just for me to control the team as is and, play as the quarterback and just try to feed Calvin Johnson when need be, but more so see what kind of impact he could have on a team that debatably could be a big-time wide receiver away from being a Super Bowl contender, which is why we have chosen, with Sean McVay, the LA Rams. When you look at the LA Rams, they now have, outside of my Philadelphia Eagles this season in real life, one of the most explosive offenses in football. They have Jared Goff, who's having an incredible second season. You have Todd Gurley, that's looking everything like an every MVP candidate. But the wide receiver spot, they just don't have that it factor. You have Sammy Watkins, who's trying to blow the stigma that he's not a bust, and it's very boom or bust, to use that term lightly. It seems like Sammy Watkins kind of guy, goes to sleep in a bunch of games, can occasionally explode. You have Robert Woods, who I believe is a very solid wide receiver too, and you have Cooper Kupp, who has tremendous route running ability, lots of upside, very much so in that slot wide receiver 2 role. But there is no true established wide receiver 1 for this prolific offense. It's a big market team, so it would make sense that Calvin Johnson, if the Detroit Lions were going to trade his rights, a team that would be very, very appealing for him would be the Rams. Now, not so much for the media, for the big market attention. Calvin Johnson always was a guy throughout his career, very, very low key. There was like 4 years where I didn't even know what he sounded like because I never saw an interview with him. He never got in trouble off the field. Pretty much was like the model superstar player. But in terms of an exciting offense and a team that, would entice him to come out and has the opportunity to really develop and go to a Super Bowl, the Rams make a whole lot of sense. So that is the team we have chosen to go on. We have looked at his Madden 16 rating. We slightly modified it to try to, go up with where he would be age-wise at 32. So his speed's only an 89. It's not a surplus 90. Some of the other stats have slightly decreased because he was a 95. So now he's sitting at a 93 after a year or 2 out. The way I see it is if Josh Gordon can take 3 years off and still come back and look like a premier talent at the wide receiver spot, I'm fairly confident that Calvin Johnson would be able to do the same. So this is going to be a 3-year rebuild, or until we win the Super Bowl if it doesn't take that one. So we very well might win the Super Bowl here in year number 1. But look at this roster, fairly solid roster. Offensive line is all right. Pretty much every other weapon on the offense looks solid. And the defense under Wade Phillips looking pretty good. I mean, the linebacking core could be a little bit better, but the secondary is really solid. The defensive front obviously has Aaron Donald, so they will be fine. So without further ado, let's simulate here these first season. And if we can make a playoff push, that is where we will hop in and get some gameplay footage of Megatron on the Rams. All right, here we go. Year 1, 12-4 for the Rams. How does 12-4 still get in a wild card? I really actually want to check that out. Why? The NFC that good? I know the NFC is really good. Oh, yeah, there you go. Eagles and Vikings get the bye. Okay. We all know the NFC is better than the AFC. But let's take a look at the stats here on the season. Jared Goff, 4,100 passing yards, 35 TDs, 12 picks. That's, pretty good year from him considering what he did his rookie season. Running the ball, Todd Gurley was an absolute A&1, almost 1,600 yards, 8 TDs. But more so, we're looking at our boy Calvin Johnson, 64 catches, 1,100 yards, 7 TDs. Clearly the wide receiver 1. Clearly having a big year. 35 or 30, what is he going on 33 to put up that kind of season? Very good. It looks like it's supporting cast. Robert Woods had a nice season. Higbee at tight end had an emerging season. Sammy Watkins 970 and 10 as well. So, good fit. Perfect fit here for Calvin Johnson. As you can tell, this offense is high, flying, jet riding, limousine driving, whatever Ric Flair's saying was. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, look at this. Oh, the XP is looking nice. We are going to spend this XP before we get ready for our playoff push. I will be taking over. Look at that. 34,000 XP for John Johnson. Worst name in the NFL. Almost 35,000 XP. We'll take that. But yeah, there's been too many times rebuilds where we make it year one, we just sim it lackadaisical, and then we don't make it for the remainder of it. So I'm taking this new approach right now. At least for the 12 rebuilds of Christmas, because I have to do so many rebuilds in a short period of time. If we make the playoffs, I'm taking control of this team. We're going to try to win it right away. Nip it in the bud. Find out that putting Calvin Johnson on the Rams in 1 year would make them a Super Bowl champion. That is a suitable experiment. So let's see what can happen against division rival 11-5 Seattle Seahawks. There we go. First and goal from the 8. We're going to work Megatron on the inside here on the slant. I don't really want to force it in because it's the Seahawks. Look at Goff with the scamper. Gain of a couple. Yeah, this, one of those things I do want to, kind of flex on him with the Megatron on the outside, but Seattle is one of my Achilles tendon, Achilles heel type teams. No matter what I try to do, I always struggle against Seattle. Seattle and Houston are usually the two teams that I always struggle against when I'm actually playing them. Not so much the sim. As we throw it into Megatron anyway, throw on the run. Excellent composure there from Jared Goff to connect with Calvin Johnson on the opening drive as the Rams take the 7-0 lead in this wild card matchup. All right, here we are, picking up against, once again in the red zone. Todd Gurley's a monster, I'm going to be honest with you there. But we're going to try our best to force feed Megatron here. This is where he lives because he's a monster. He's 6'5" and 240 pounds. Second touchdown of the day. Red zone, doesn't even matter. This is the toughest test in terms of a secondary that we're going to find. And Megatron, unstoppable in the red zone. 2 touchdowns. Let's keep it going. Oh, come on, Todd. Todd's a beast. There we go. Probably would have been better not to get that touchdown. We've had I had to cut out so much of this gameplay just because I've been swearing it. We've had 2... one of those, those runs where your guy's going for 50 yards and you get some holding penalty, real late. 2 of those. It's been horrible. Look at that. Todd Gurley, maybe the MVP in the National Football League right now, doing what he does best. Let's see. Right now, live time. Can the defense hold up? And they did. We will be able to close out this game and move on to the next round. And there we go. 1 down, 3 to go to win the Super Bowl. Let's look more importantly at our boy Megatron. How did Calvin Johnson do on the day? Doesn't show up for the yards. Not a lot of yards, but right there where it matters. 3 catches, 44 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have 2 drops. It was tough. I mean, going up against Richard Sherman, he's probably not going to draw as tough of a matchup throughout the remainder of this playoffs. Maybe we play Minnesota and Xavier Rhodes, but still did his job effectively. 2 TDs, can't be mad at that. Let's move on to the next round. All right, here we go in the division round against the Minnesota Vikings. 2 incredibly tough defenses start up, but the Vikings fumbled on their opening drive, so we have tremendous position, and we're going to give Todd Gurley the C4 special to jump out to a 7-0 lead. Oh my God, let's go Megatron. This is you, baby. Calvin Johnson, 70 yards. What is this Vikings defense? Are they good? Are they not showing up? Stop putting Sendejo on friggin' Eric Kendricks was the guy responsible for covering Calvin Johnson. You're not going to have a good time. If you French fry when you pizza, you're not going to have a good time. Here we go, 1st and 10. We are just keeping our foot on their throats. We want to end this one right now. 1st and 10 on the 12. Oh, who wants this? Why? Right there. Robert Woods, touchdown. GG, no re. 21 zip. Now it's time to creep into the sim. Let's just let the sim almost mercy rule. Let's see what can happen here. Let the offense do their job. Oh, there's the instant turnover from our... 2 back-to-back turnovers from our offense. Let's let them try to fix it. That is unbelievable. That looked like 2 pick sixes. But, hey, we're doing a decent job here. This is a high-scoring first half. But I feel like they've earned the right to do this. They've earned the right to close this game out themselves without the supervision of Papa C4. 36-14. I'm going to say if I was in this game, this would probably be like a 50 bomb right now. The Minnesota Vikings aren't playing too spectacular. But I think the final score made it look a little bit closer than what it was. But more so, let's see how Calvin Johnson did on the day. Let's see. We got, oh my God, 3 picks from Case Keenum. That is not so hot. Man's not hot. Look at a Calvin Johnson. We didn't even really need him that much. 3 catches, 94 yards, and a touchdown. But what can be said is he's been our most valuable weapon on the offensive side of the ball throughout our first 2 playoff games, as the Rams are now moving on to the NFC Championship ball game. All right, here we are. Opening drive for us as the Philadelphia Eagles went right down the field and scored automatically in the NFC Championship ball game against said Philadelphia Eagles. 2 of the best offenses in football. Goff versus Wentz. Who can win? I'm going to go with the guy that has Megatron, but right now it's Robert Woods making the play in the red zone over Malcolm Jenkins, who does not look good in real life whatsoever, to tie this ball game up at 7-7. All right, here we go in the red zone once again. It's pretty much you have to score a touchdown every possession. The Eagles get the ball back, and now it's 14-7. So now this is where we want to utilize Megatron in the red zone. Right there. Gets both feet in. Thank you very much. 14-14. This is going to be whatever team settles for a field goal is going to lose. Right, here we are once again in the red zone, forcing the Eagles to punt. So this is our chance to get a go-ahead. We have Calvin Johnson at the top of the screen. He is always going to be our read. So we'll scramble roll right there. There we go. Megatron, he's a big body guy. And big body guys, when you're in the 10, that's where they feast. 2nd touchdown of the game. 5th touchdown of the playoffs. Let's keep it going. I hate this game. I hate this game so much. So much I hate this game. Alright, we got the ball back. We're here in the red zone. You know what it is. 3 yards out. Going with the beast, Todd Gurley. Right now, Todd Gurley is officially not only maybe the best running back I've played with in Madden 18, he has 100% success rate on the C4 special. As we go up 28-21. Oh, let's go, Todd. Let's go, Todd. Gets the TD. Ideally, we would have been able to chew some of that clock off because it feels like the Eagles are going to insta-score on defense. But, you know, you take the touchdown where you will. We didn't want to, like, chew the clock off, have to settle for a field goal, and deal with another blocked field goal. So let's see what our defense can do as they give up a touchdown. But we got a minute 2 to go. Let's do it. Oh, baby. Robert Woods might have just put us in field goal range. Robert Woods might have just done the damn thing. Let's see if we can get a nice Todd Gurley run up the middle. I don't know what the wind is. I remember the wind was like plus 10, something crazy like that. It always is in Philly for some reason. Let's see if we can get a couple extra yardage here with Todd. Actually not. Hey, we'll burn the timeout. We'll run it one more time. See what kind of yards we can get. And then we'll kick the hopeful game winner. What do we go for it right now? Let's see if we go for it right now. What are we saying here? Minus 13. Or 13-hour wins. Okay. Okay, you want to burn a timeout, dog? That's fine. That's your prerogative. We're gonna run a play then. We gotta do that. We're gonna run a play. We're gonna run a inside handoff, a zone weak run. Todd Gurley has been feasting almost as much as Megatron, but Calvin took a step back here for the Todd Monster. Okay, 5, 4, 3. Whoa! Oh, that was supposed to run. All right, 46-yarder. Okay. Okay, you can call timeout. Okay. Best field goal kicker on YouTube, bro. Not worried about it. Right there. Perfect. Wow. Wow. What was that? Blocked? How do you miss that badly? What? Overtime. Okay. All right, 3rd and 16 in overtime. We got Calvin Johnson on the B route. That's 100% where we're going to be going. Where else? Oh. And what that meant was we had 2 seconds to throw the ball. This game's over. You should have known. The team that had the blocked field goal for a touchdown, they're always going to be, the team that was going to win in Madden. As like a lot of people, if you look on YouTube right now, a lot of people are figuring out that when you sim, it's really predetermined. There's lots of scripting. But I mean, hey, we're giving ourselves a nice opportunity. They're only got to go 92 yards. Well, 60 yards, really getting field goal range. See what we can do if we can get the ball back. And we do! Oh, no, sorry. We got the ball back, but the game didn't want us to have the ball back, so we had the automatic forced fumble here. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yep. That's the way she goes. I'm not even going another year. That's today's rebuild. It's the downside of playing this game. I'm probably getting about 3 hours a day over the next 13, 14 days to get these 12 rebuilds. And this was the rebuild of Calvin Johnson. I simply cannot play any more Madden. This is not a good game. I really want to stress to people, if you're buying someone Madden, get the Madden 17. It's gonna be cheaper on your wallet, and it's a better game for them to play. Lots of cheese in this game. I mean, exciting game, definitely an exciting game, but it seemed like with the blocked field goal for a touchdown, the fumble in overtime, there's just too much cheese to overcome, and I'm a little lactose intolerant today. So we're only going to do 1 year for Calvin Johnson, but still was very interesting. Made this Rams team a lot better for sure. Was our main target throughout these playoffs. And it is pretty unfortunate that things really out of our control ended this one sooner. We didn't even get a chance to play in the Super Bowl. But that is the career revival of Calvin Johnson. As always, guys, let me know in the comment section below what career revivals you want to see next. We have the hefty lefty, Baker Mayfield, Josh Rosen, using some of those QBs. Potentially, I don't know yet. Maybe a C4 career, bro. Play me. I've seen that brought up a couple times. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me here today, guys. Thank you for watching. First time stopping by, don't be afraid of the subscribe button. Tomorrow is another rebuild as part of the 12 rebuilds of Christmas, and I'll catch you guys then. Peace out.